Speaking of needed food to be eaten, officials are warning that contaminated food may now be circulating in the market locally, especially as standing water mixes with chemicals, sewage, and bacteria. This comes after a troubling discovery in Montego Bay, where 4 containers loaded with rice, flour, red kidney beans, and cornmeal, all already declared unfit for human consumption, have gone missing from storage. Well, the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce says these products could look completely normal, but still carry harmful toxins and bacteria. And with people desperate to restock their kitchens, there's concern that some shoppers may unknowingly buy these items from unauthorized sellers. So, joining us this morning with information on how to spot compromised dry goods and how to keep your family safe in the weeks ahead is food safety expert. She has an eagle eye for these things. The food safety girl, Alison Richards. Welcome. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Doing well.
Oh, you're becoming like a food safety expert.
Yeah. So, long story short, I worked as a food safety regulator for over 14 years. So throughout that time, I would have represented Jamaica on an international scale.
Like you started like you did the food and nutrition and food science and food.
Yeah, I did a science degree at the UA. I did double major in botany and zoology. And then I got into inspections and then
food science the rest is history.
Botany and zoology.
That is, and for those people who did botany and zoology and wondering what to do with your degree,
food safety.
Look at God. So tell us about some of the concerns that you have at this time.
So, it's after the storm, everybody is shimmying around trying to help. And the concern is that with all the things that the storm brought, the flood waters, the inhabitable kind of environment, that there's unsafe food moving around. And we're seeing it now where the ministry has come forward and has issued a statement to say that these containers were seized, were detained, and however, when they went back, they went missing. So we're seeing now where persons have developed a creative agenda to have these food items sold, because you're thinking about persons who would have these containers with the intention to earn money. Now they're damaged. What's going to happen?
Right.
So that is how consumers are now at risk, because you're going out into the marketplace and you're really not certain what it is that you're getting to eat.
So how can I spot it, Alison? And somebody might be saying, but Alison, it look normal. The bag no burst.
Or there's no telltale sign. Or some of them might genuinely be saying, nothing wrong with it. I saw them put them something here in order to make more money.
Trust me, I've heard it all on my platform.
Yeah.
And one of the things we want to think about is floodwaters, is dry commodities. So we're talking about flour, rice, cornmeal, kidney beans. These are things that are dry. So once they become wet, either they're going to look cakey, they're going to look discolored, they're going to look moldy. The kidney beans can look dull. They normally have that shine look. They start looking with a little white, dully look. It might look webbing from the insects that are there eating. So these are some things I would want persons to look out for. You see the pound out, 1 pound rice here and there. If you see somebody selling it and they don't look like them in the business of selling it, that is a telltale sign that you need to be careful.
Okay, wow. So somebody might say to Dennis, I don't know if you've heard this, I've heard this. When you see like an expiration date on a particular, it's a suggestion. Like I say, even though it's best before November 17, 2025, I mean, December 2025, it's not spoiled. All right.
It's just that it's not best.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a semantic. So we have best before dates and we have expiration dates. The best before, as the name suggests, is that this is the date that the manufacturer is guaranteeing you that the quality of the food is best before this date. So we can't take a chance and eat any food that has passed its best before date. However, that's why God gives us our 5 senses. You're looking at it, you're smelling it, you're feeling it. Does it look okay? Now, your expiration dates, those tend to be on perishable items or baby food, because you can play around with baby food, and our medication. So that's the difference between the best before and the expiration date. So if you're looking at the date, you want to be mindful. So cheese may have a best before date, but if it has mold on it, you're not going to eat it. So that's something we want to make sure that we're careful of.
So the expiration date means it's not good for consumption at all.
It's a safety issue at this point. After this date, don't eat it.
Are there any other when you talk about the telltale signs like these, tell us from a scientific perspective what's going on with it. Because sometimes you need to tell them it will make you this, it will make you that.
Yeah,
so
make
that
it
people
try
can, yeah.
All right, sure. So what happens is that the longer food stays out, the longer you have cooked meals, that is why you have a shelf life. So when shelf lives and best before dates come up, it's not out of the thin air. They're literally set in a lab, then put down 10 sets of food, and then literally watch it to see how soon the microbiological things start happening.
Right.
So after those dates, you want to make sure, because what happens when food starts spoiling is that you have the growth of these pathogens, these bacteria, and once they're consumed, that's when you get the diarrhea, the vomiting, the nausea. You start feeling sick and you think it's gas, but chances are you actually have
because that's where I was going, because persons might experience a symptom and they're thinking it's something else because they've long forgotten that thing that they had, or the baby start having some symptoms, or the child start behaving a certain way, and they're not thinking,
maybe it's the tin
that I got. And also you don't want persons, not everybody who's giving things that may be contaminated have ill intent. Some people are well intended.
As well.
Some things might end up because people are sending the things in bulk. You know, people are sending on the things wagga wagga, and you end up having some storage facility that the thing goes to, and it ends up being in there maybe for too long, intended to get to somebody who needs it, and then now you have a problem, and people not wanting to waste it, pass it.
That's true, and there are two things I wanted to touch on as it relates to donating food. So one, I see it a lot, persons just putting the bulk food on the floor. By food safety standards, that's a no-no. So it's either you want to lay a piece of cardboard, a piece of tarp, something to separate the food from the ground. And people might be like, it's in packaging. Yes, it's in packaging, but anything can happen. Plastic packaging, it could be a piece of stone on the floor and it pierces the bread bag. So those are things you want to make sure you're paying attention to. The vehicles that you're transporting these goods in. This vehicle did have a bag of cement in there the day before. So the intention is good enough, but it's just you want to be very cautious. So the last thing you want is to survive a Category 5 hurricane and come and die from foodborne illness. So that is why it's so important.
You're graduating a girl, you're graduating.
A second...
it a while ago.
That double major should do, you know.
That's hard. Because you know, you have the cement in the vehicle and you just put the food.
And then you ever wonder, like, the bread tastes funny, or it's because it did put
or you put bread with food or with soap.
Yes, because the bread
everything will come. Because so then it has implications for how you pack the thing.
Yes. And our cooked meals, how far away. There's a thing that once you cook food within 4 hours, it needs to be. It's heading down there. It's not good anymore. So if you're cooking in Kingston, traveling all the way to the west, those are things you want to think about. Are you maintaining the temperature when you're traveling from Kingston out to the west? Because that is what happens. That's how the bacteria start to grow. So you want to make sure. So if you have
you cook the hot food and then you put the cold salad on top of it and sit down there for hours driving.
And even if it's just hot food alone, after a while, there's a thing called the danger zone, which is usually 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 to 60 degrees Celsius. And once it gets between that temperature, the bacteria then come out. It's party time, you know? So you want to make sure that, you know, maybe you cook closer to the most convenient point. So you cut down the transportation time.
Which is why World Central Kitchen have different outlets so that it reduces the travel time.
So there's a method behind the
madness, right? And again, as you said, Dennis, people have good intentions, but because you may not know,
another kind of work you do. You never done it before. This is new. This is new to all of us.
You're graduate, girl. You're graduate.
No, where you work?
So I can't disclose where I work.
Okay.
Don't tell me this is
anyway to work. PR.
But I am on social media, the food safety girl. That's really what I talk about. I carry food safety news, and I've been busy since the hurricane because I know people want the information.
So let me ask you this though, Asim, because we've heard about leptospirosis and other diseases that are out there now. How can persons additionally protect themselves from these diseases, and if they eat any food and feel any type of way at all, what's their next move?
So the primary agent for those type of diseases is usually water. So the flood waters, and trust me, the rats are smart. Them can swim, them can jump even as far as 6. I'm telling you, they are pretty smart. So you want to make sure that for food, because rats are looking for food. So if you're storing food, you want to make sure that you're keeping them in airtight containers. corners, you're keeping them up off the floor. And I know quite a few persons have been displaced. So it's a tricky situation, but you just want to make sure that you're
displaced as well, and some of
you're
the
looking
time,
for food.
We've been displaced into the same place.
Yes.
Let me follow the pipe and go on.
So wash your hands for your water. You want to make, there's a treatment for bleach. You use 8 drops or 1 teaspoon of unscented household bleach, and that is to 1 gallon of water. Stir it up, shake it up, let it sit for half an hour. Make sure you smell it. It should have a little faint chlorine smell, and you should be good to go. And as for clear water, if it's cloudy, you just up the dosage by 2, and you should be good to go. So water is really what you want to pay attention to. Whether you're brushing your teeth, you're washing your utensils for cooking, you're washing off your canned goods, stuff like that. You want to always make sure
I wash canned goods, I wash bottles, like just generally, and it's even, I've heightened it now. But some people, Alison, may think that, Alison, you can't say anything what you want, a girl. You live in a comfortable house, you have fridge, you have light, and right now it's survival of the fittest. And even if we get sick, I now got dead. Can the diseases that are contracted from these contaminated foods be deadly?
Are they unto death?
Yes. Globally, around 600,000 persons die yearly from foodborne illnesses. And especially in a time like now where our healthcare system is so inundated, the last thing you want to do is to be at the hospital because you're vomiting or having diarrhea. And water, supply and stuff like that. So you really want to not put yourself in a position where you can exacerbate the situation that's happening.
Boy, you really come with the goods, man. Proper.
Alison, I'm not about hungry again. I'm hungry now. I'm not about hungry. But yeah, I'm not about want to eat. It'll be all right. We'll go with God. You understand? It's like a prayer.
I'm fasting today.
I'm fasting today. I'm resting my intestines. I don't mother want to eat anything. God, And people be very wary, right? And be very careful of from where you buy food right now. Be it cooked food, if the place looks unsanitary, or I'm really in a bathroom right there, or you know what I mean? You have to be very, you can't make your belly get the best of you because as Alison is saying, you're going to be exacerbating the problem and now is not the time you want to be sick. Your health, trust me, are the key thing right now. So please just be very careful. And for those people who know that you got the food from questionable places and you know it is contaminated, you know it's not fit for consumption, please do not be greedy, do not be heartless and sell people those contaminated foods.
Right. That's right. All right. So many thanks to our guest, Alison Richards, the food safety communicator and advocate. There's more Sunrise after these messages.